Yvonne Costelloe is a medium. She has a very colourful past with lots of appearances in the TV, on radio, a fair and exhibitions all over Ireland and internationally. Yvonne, thank you so much for seeing us.
Well, thank you very much. You're very welcome.
Could you tell us more about yourself and your story?
Yes, I suppose I started off, I've been doing this work for a long time. I was very blessed that I had a grandmother from the west of Ireland, Sligo, Emma Nelson Garvey, and she was a wise woman of her time. She would have taught me a lot about space clearing, and she would have called it spring cleaning, you know, taking mattresses off the bed, horsehair in them at the time, and doing all the magical and mystical things that she did. She grew her own herbs and vegetables and had her own hens and greyhounds. And she also baked a lot. Every morning she baked. But part of the deal was that she taught me the cards, the playing cards, which were originally used for not playing poker, as most people think, but in actual fact for divining purposes. Now I work with the tarot, various tarot decks, and there are 78 in that, so they're a bit more extensive. You have your major and minor arcana, and it's like a story, if you will. But she would have taught me the basic fundamentals, and that's scrying into the fire. In other words, pictures or whatever. There's various types of scrying that can be done with crystal ball, which is normally done in the dark or at a new moon. Also candle magic. That's another thing as well that she would have taught me, but and didn't teach me too lightly. I mean, would have me up at all hours of the night, gazing, and she'd say, I'd say, I want to go to bed, Granny. No, you want to learn this, you stay up now and you listen and you look and you want to learn it or you don't. So she really tested me, and that was it, and I thank her for that.
And are you the only one in your family with this gift?
No, there are other members, but they don't use it. I believe that we all have the gift. It's just some have it a little bit more than others. But I do feel that it helps if you're taught. It's like learning to drive. If you have a good instructor, otherwise you pick up on the bad habits of others. So it's important to do that and to do your own searching as well. I mean, I taught myself the tarot. I've gone on and studied as an esthetician, a therapist, a Reiki master, colour therapist, Indian head massage therapist, Swedish massage is one of the things I do, and aromatherapy, using aromatherapy oils. Space clearing, feng shui. Space clearing is clutter clearing, and also to do with getting rid of negativity or spirits that are not very welcome. There are some there that can be mischievous and mean no harm. There's others trying to bring your attention to certain things and we don't see.
Tell us more about how it was to grow up once you realised that you had these spiritual gifts.
Yes.
Through childhood up to adulthood. What was it like?
It's fine. To me it was normal. My first experience would have been when I lived in the Phoenix Park. Wasn't necessarily a good experience. I think it was about 2.5, and somebody was being sexually assaulted, and I kind of knew, I didn't know what that was, but I knew it wasn't right. And I remember the fella said to me, oh, the boogeyman is going to get you if you tell your mother. She was, anyway, it was a long story. So that was the start of the thing. But knowing, even with people, as a very young child, if I felt safe or I didn't like their energy. If I wasn't attracted to that person, I wouldn't go near them. So I think you've got to watch children if they don't particularly like an energy, and listen to them and what they're saying. I think that's very important. The other thing that I can remember, I think was around 7. We had moved house, we lived somewhere else, and we were the first to get a television set, black and white. And giving away my age now. And I was under the table playing, and President Kennedy was going along in his open top car or limousine or whatever it was, and I had a vision of him being murdered, being shot actually in the head just before it happened. And I ran in and told my mother in the kitchen, and she said, "Don't be so ridiculous. don't be telling lies, don't be telling things like that that are not true. And then she discovered, of course, it was true, that I wasn't telling lies.
Well, how was it I mean, you seem very well supported by your own family.
Yes.
What about the people around you? Do you know, did they kind of feel fearful of what you were telling them?
No, you see, I don't volunteer information very easily. And then again, when you're delivering something, you've got to be, we all have free choice and free will to do whatever it is. I don't tell people what to do, but I certainly like to think that I would shine a halogen light on whatever the darkness that they're going through at on that particular day, or whatever, on that particular week, that I would lighten their spirits and help them to embrace life and look for the good things in themselves. I think and happiness and joy comes from within you. I'm happiest when I have my children around me, when the fridge is full of food and the wine rack is full of wine and things like that, and children are here, my grandchildren are here, and they're happy, and their joy and their laughter, and they're running around the place, and I'm teaching them to bake, you know. I
think that very much break the perception that people have, especially of mediums, that they might be, you know, a little bit of and beyond. Away
with the fairy.
Yes.
You see, you have to ground yourself. I don't go around with my psychic cap on every day. The most important thing, as I was saying earlier, is to cleanse and clear yourself, to prepare yourself when you're doing this type of work. You don't often come up against good energies. There's lots of negativity around you, and the most important thing is that is dispelled and it doesn't cling onto you or your clothes or your garments or your spirit. Working as a psychic medium, you've got to do what you do. You can't change situations, but you can certainly encourage people. You know, for example, if I get a feeling about somebody's health not being great, I would say, well, when's the last time you've had a checkup with your doctor? It might be advisable, if you or such and such a body, go, and I might pick up on something. I don't diagnose, I'm not a doctor. However, I would get a sense of feeling, and I have got return calls, thank you so much for that, because my husband was diagnosed with whatever, or I had such and such, or the baby you said was coming has arrived. The baby I thought I'd never have, I have. I did get the ring. I mean, they come in and they go, you know, or I get a phone call or an email, getting married happily, children. They're great things, great feedback to get back. But you also get the other things that are not so good. That, for example, if somebody decides to commit suicide and you can see it coming, you're not going to say it directly, but you can see, I think this child needs to be kept an eye on very closely, and that's all I can do.
Yes. Tell us about your workshop.
Yes, the workshops. Up and coming workshops, of course, very important. Yes, I have going to do some shamanic workshops. I'm not doing those myself, but I'm inviting a very well renowned shaman to come and work here, and also do some IET with another friend of mine. He's going to come along and do some work there. I will be teaching protection, which is the most important thing in this field when you're working. Protection, psychic awareness, introduction to tarot, stages 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it takes. Angels, working with the angels, the angelic realm, all sort of work like that, with paranormal activity, understanding what it's about, embracing yourself, encouraging yourself to get on and get up and get out and do something new.
Yvonne Costelloe can be reached on her email address, which is YvonneCostelloe@hotmail.com. You can also visit her website, YvonneCostelloe.com. That's www.YvonneCostelloe.com. Or you can reach her on her phone, which is 00353 87 912 9849.